They said the world ended with a flash, but no one told me it would end with whispers and shadows crawling in the ruins. The sun was a dull, lifeless orb behind a thick veil of ash, and cities were skeletal remains, empty shells where echoes of humanity once thrived. I'm Maya, one of the few left, scavenging for memories in the debris of a civilization that forgot how to survive. I stumbled upon an abandoned subway station, its entrance choked with twisted metal and shards of glass. The air was thick, suffocating, carrying a faint metallic scent mixed with decay. I lit my flashlight, its beam trembling as it cut through the darkness beneath the earth. The walls were scrawled with desperate messages. Don't trust the light. They watch from below. Silence is survival. My heart hammered. What could possibly watch in a world so dead? As I descended, the temperature dropped and my breath fogged in the stale air. Suddenly a soft tapping echoed from the tunnels, rhythmic, deliberate. I froze. The sound wasn't mechanical. It was something alive. I moved deeper, the light catching glimmers of pale, elongated figures darting just beyond sight. Their eyes, black voids, reflected my flashlight like twin stars of despair. I blinked, and they vanished. Then came the whispers, not in any language I knew, but in a tone that clawed at my sanity. Pleas, warnings, curses. They seeped into my mind, filling it with images of the world before and after the fall. A sky raining fire, cities crumbling, and faces twisted in terror. In the tunnel's heart, I found a door, rusted but intact. It creaked open to reveal a room illuminated by flickering monitors showing static and brief glimpses of survivors, some alive, some not. Suddenly, one screen flashed a live feed, a figure standing behind me. I spun around. Nothing but shadows. My radio crackled. A voice, distorted but human, whispered, "They're not what you think. The end was just the beginning." I realized then, these weren't ghosts or mutants. They were echoes, fragments of people trapped between worlds, caught in the collapse. And now they wanted out. A choice loomed. Flee into the dying daylight, or stay and uncover the truth buried in these haunted tunnels, risking becoming one of the echoes myself. As the whispers grew louder, merging into a chilling chorus, I stepped forward, the door slamming shut behind me, sealing my fate in the post-apocalyptic nightmare where light was the enemy, and silence the only salvation. The room was cramped and cold, the flickering monitors casting eerie shadows on the walls. I pressed my back against the door, trying to steady my breathing. The chorus of whispers twisted around me, voices overlapping in a maddening symphony. I closed my eyes, focusing on the radio crackle, hoping for another message, some clue. "Maya," the voice came again, clearer this time. "You must listen." My heart skipped. How did it know my name? "The echoes," the voice continued, "are remnants of those who refuse to let go. They linger in the rift between life and death, feeding on memories, on fear. You can help them, or become one of them." I swallowed hard, the weight of choice pressing down like the ash outside. "How?" I whispered. "There's a device," the voice explained. "Deep in the tunnels, a beacon that can sever the ties trapping them. But it's guarded. The echoes don't want to be freed. They fear oblivion." I nodded, determination surging despite the dread gnawing at my soul. "Where?" Static, then a set of coordinates flashed on one monitor. I memorized them and turned back toward the tunnel's mouth. The whispers screamed in protest, but I forced my feet forward. The journey was a nightmare. The tunnels twisted and turned, walls closing in like the ribs of some great beast. Shadows flickered at the edge of my vision, and every so often, a cold touch grazed my skin, as if the echoes reached out to claim me. I clenched my fists, reciting the warnings scrawled on the walls. Don't trust the light. Silence is survival. I kept my flashlight dim, just enough to see the cracked path ahead. The metallic scent grew stronger, mingling with the stench of decay. Then, a low hum began, a vibration in the air, pulsing with unnatural energy. Ahead, a chamber opened up, vast and cavernous. At its center stood a monolithic structure, ancient and alien, covered in cables and blinking lights. This had to be the beacon. But I wasn't alone. From the shadows emerged figures, those pale, elongated forms, their black eyes shining with desperation. They advanced silently, surrounding me. One reached out, its fingers like brittle twigs, brushing my cheek. A surge of memories flooded me. Faces of lost loved ones, moments of joy and pain, all tangled in a web of sorrow. "We don't want to end," the whispering voice echoed in my mind. "To die is to lose ourselves forever." Tears streamed down my face, but I steeled myself. "I'm here to help," I said softly. "To set you free." The figures hesitated, the shadows wavering. I moved toward the beacon, my fingers trembling as I activated the controls. The machine hummed louder, lights swirling in a hypnotic dance. The echoes screamed, pleas and protests blending into a heart-wrenching chorus. The air shimmered, and I felt the thin veil between worlds start to tear. Suddenly, a blast of light erupted, blinding and pure. I shielded my eyes. When I looked again, the figures were gone, replaced by a profound silence. The beacon's glow faded, and the tunnels seemed less oppressive. The weight of despair lifted. I climbed back toward the surface, the sun now a faint glow through the ash. The world was broken, but perhaps, with the echoes freed, there was a chance for something new. As I emerged, the whispers ceased. For the first time in a long while, silence was not the enemy, but a promise of peace.